Everyone sees Amazon today as a trillion-dollar force that seems inevitable, unstoppable, and almost invincible. But what most people never hear is how unlikely, fragile, and controversial its rise truly was, or how much Jeff Bezos was willing to sacrifice to make it happen. Long before Amazon warehouses stretched across continents and delivery vans filled city streets, Bezos was just a Wall Street executive with a sharp mind and a growing sense of unease, watching the early internet explode at a rate of more than 2,000% a year and realizing that this was not a trend, but a once-in-a-generation shift that would reshape how humanity lived, worked, and bought things. In 1994, against the advice of friends, mentors, and colleagues who told him he was making a reckless mistake, Bezos walked away from a lucrative, stable career in finance. A decision he later described using his regret minimization framework, asking himself whether, at age 80, he would regret trying and failing more than never trying at all. That single question pushed him into uncertainty. He and his wife drove across the United States, and during that long journey, Bezos wrote the first version of Amazon's business plan, imagining a future where the internet would remove physical limits, allowing a store to carry more products than any brick-and-mortar retailer ever could. He chose books as the starting point not because he loved literature, but because books were the perfect test product. Millions of titles, standardized formats, easy shipping, and a demand that existed everywhere. Amazon began in a cramped garage, with Bezos personally packing orders on the floor, answering customer emails himself, and cutting costs wherever possible, including building desks out of cheap wooden doors mounted on sawhorses, a symbol that would later become legendary inside the company. Early employees worked brutal hours, driven not by comfort or stability, but by belief in a vision few outsiders could. Understand, Amazon wasn't built to be profitable quickly. It was built to grow, to scale, and to dominate. From the beginning, Bezos made one thing clear. Customer obsession would come before everything else, even if it meant years of losses and constant criticism. As Amazon grew, so did the skepticism. Throughout the late 1990s, analysts mocked the company for burning cash at an alarming rate. Newspapers questioned whether online shopping was just a fad. Competitors dismissed Amazon as a bookstore pretending to be a technology company. When the dot-com bubble burst, hundreds of internet startups collapsed overnight, and Amazon itself teetered dangerously close to failure. Its stock price crashed, critics labeled it Amazon.bomb, and many believe it was only a matter of time before the company ran out of money. Inside Amazon, pressure was intense, morale was tested, and survival was never guaranteed. But Bezos refused to abandon his long-term vision. He doubled down on infrastructure, logistics, and technology, believing that if Amazon could build systems no one else could afford or copy, the company would eventually become indispensable. This mindset, prioritizing the long-term over short-term comfort, became the core of Amazon's culture. Bezos encouraged employees to think in decades, not quarters, to experiment relentlessly, and to accept failure as the price of innovation. Some experiments failed spectacularly, costing millions, but others reshaped entire industries. Amazon expanded beyond books into electronics, clothing, home goods, and entertainment, slowly training customers to trust the platform for everything. It invested heavily in warehouses, supply chains, and last-mile delivery, transforming logistics from a cost center into a competitive weapon. While competitors focused on profits, Amazon focused on speed, selection, and convenience, knowing that loyalty, once earned, would be nearly impossible to break. One of the most overlooked moments in Amazon's history came with the creation of Amazon Web Services. Originally built to solve internal infrastructure problems, AWS was quietly released as a service other companies could use. At the time, few understood its importance. But AWS grew into the backbone of the modern internet, powering startups, global corporations, streaming platforms, and even governments. For years, AWS generated the profits that allowed Amazon's retail business to continue expanding aggressively, often at razor-thin margins. What began as a side project became one of the most profitable and influential technology platforms ever created, fundamentally changing how software is built and scaled worldwide. As Amazon's power grew, so did the controversy. Critics accused the company of crushing small businesses, exploiting workers, and prioritizing efficiency over humanity. Bezos himself became a polarizing figure, admired by some as a visionary genius, criticized by others as a symbol of unchecked corporate power. Inside Amazon, the culture was famously intense, demanding relentless performance and high standards, reflecting Bezos' belief that mediocrity was the fastest path to irrelevance. Yet despite the criticism, Amazon continued to expand into new territories. Original films and television, smart devices like Alexa, grocery stores, healthcare experiments, and even space exploration through Bezos' separate venture, Blue Origin. What makes Jeff Bezos' story so compelling isn't just the scale of Amazon, but the philosophy behind it. He believed that most people underestimate exponential growth, overvalue comfort, and fear failure more than stagnation. He understood that real empires aren't built by playing it safe, but by enduring years of misunderstanding, criticism, and uncertainty while staying obsessed with a vision others can't yet see. Amazon's journey from a garage bookstore to a global empire wasn't smooth, glamorous, or inevitable. It was brutal, risky, and filled with moments where collapse seemed far more likely than success. Today, Amazon influences how the world shops, how businesses store data, how entertainment is consumed, and how quickly innovation spreads across the globe. But behind that dominance lies a story of obsession, sacrifice, and long-term thinking that most people never hear. Jeff Bezos didn't just build a company. He built a system designed to survive chaos, outlast competitors, and shape the future itself. And this is exactly the kind of story most brands don't want you to fully understand. If you want to uncover the real risks, hidden strategies, and uncomfortable truths behind the biggest names on Earth, subscribe to Legends Behind the Brand, because the success you see is never the full story.